And Happy New Year from the high road. I haven't put out a video in a little while. It's not because I haven't been prospecting. I've been looking around for new spots, checking new places out. I decided that what I'm going to do today, since my day job is called a snow day, I'm going to come into the creek here on the outpost. I know we've got gold here, so why not? And we're gonna dig right here in the creek amongst the snow and sluice. While I dig and sluice, I'm going to show you guys some footage that I've been shooting over the past couple weeks, and even some from as far back as the summer. This will be sort of a recap for 2021. Let's dig. Finished the drive, got to the area, the parking area. I'm now on someone else's claim, but I'm obviously not going to prospect here because it's someone else's claim. But at this point, what I'm doing is I'm trying to access the area that I know to be open by the flattest, most reliable means, and hope that when I get there, maybe I can get a better idea of what the topography is, so that if I want to try one of the other routes at some point in the future, I can get a better understanding for what it looks like from the water up. Hopefully we'll have something worth prospecting when I get there. Let's see. Well, that was a long hike in, but I've made it off the neighboring claim. I'm now on ground that I know to be unclaimed. I have searched the BLM database and found all the claims in this section and quarter section. Found the location notices by going to the Bureau of Land Management or to the county, which you can also do. Got copies of the claim location notices with the maps, and have identified that this area is not on any active claims, so I know I'm free to prospect. I'm going to look around a little bit more just to take in the beauty of it, because honestly it's such a beautiful area that I don't even care if I find any gold. It was a great hike, and it's beautiful country. So now I've walked the whole thing, and I understand the dimensions of the creek, and there's nothing left to do but start looking for gold. And right there in test pan number 1, we have located a locatable mineral. We've got gold. It ain't much, but it was just one little test pan dug from that inconspicuous spot right there, and we've already got gold. So I got a few bits in that last pan, and then I decided to come to the other side of the creek and clean out a crevice real quick. Not even a particularly good looking crevice. Let me show it to you. So that's the crevice I started cleaning out. It wasn't very tightly packed, so not exactly like a 2 toes improved crevice, but I cleaned it out, panned it out, and I haven't even pulled it all the way back yet. But as you can see right there, 2 nice little pieces showing right away. Now this one, I believe, is a 2 toes approved crevice. And you can see that gravel's packed in there pretty tight. So what I'm doing is I'm going to clean this crevice all the way down into here and just pan all that out, see how it goes. Just gonna get it all down into that little spot down there. So I just dug out this rusty old nail. So that might have been my target, but hopefully not. Hopefully there's more in there. I'm gonna excavate all that, pan it out. So all of that is now in there. So there's one so far. And as you can see, I haven't even pulled it all the way back yet. And another one. Okay, and 2 more swishes back gave me this. Hello there. Wow. Yes, sir. I'm quite pleased. I'm quite pleased. And I'm not even done. There's more in there. There's a piece of lead there and another little picker and maybe another couple, maybe a small little piece there. Maybe even a little bit more. I might pan out a little bit more slowly, but boy, am I happy with that. As you can tell from the lighting and the setting, I'm on my way back home now. And it was a good day. I staked the claim and I'll be following through with the paperwork promptly. I want to show you the gold. 3, 2, 1. So there's the cleanup for the day. As you can see, there's more than just that one picker. All kind of interesting cylindrical in shape, or those big ones are anyway. But yeah, so it was the one crevice you saw me digging and then like one next door to it. And I didn't really get to the bottom of them, honestly. They basically go right down to the creek. Not bad. None of these are endangered California plants, I promise. These are blackberries. They're a danger to me. One prospect I checked out a few counties away was pretty nice. Should have been open to claim according to the best public information. However, the best public information didn't wind up being accurate. Check it out. I'm out in yet another section of the mother lode. Different drainage, different river system. And I'm interested in this location because there are a lot of abandoned mines in the area up on the ridge. So I've done my due diligence, checked with the Bureau of Land Management, pulled all of the mining location notices in this the section, and determined where the open ground is. And so now I've got that spot plugged into my GPS. I don't know, as we stand right now, as I hold this camera and walk along this trail, whether or not this video is going to end in an impressive weigh-in. The focus of a trip like this is, can we find gold, yes or no? Not how much of it, but can we find it? How easy is it to get to this place? And how easy is it to get out? How much stuff do we need to bring in order for our trip to be worthwhile? Can we carry it on our back? We're going to head down there and see if we can't discover a locatable mineral. Bad news is I've been walking about an hour and 15 minutes so far. The hike has been on a good trail, so that's a good. But I've been walking about an hour and 15 minutes downhill on a good trail, and I'm just now reaching the water. And the spot where I am is claimed for sure, so I have to go upstream a ways before I can get to the spot that I know is open. But here's the good side. The positive is that it's a really lovely looking creek. So, time to walk upstream a bit to the open spot, see how it goes. Well, folks, the thing you see to the side here is what I was hoping not to find. What you see here is a monument. Now, the bottom line is, given the fact that the BLM has failed to update the mineral land resource system, I think it's called MLRS, since February of 2020 or February of 2021, and it's now November of 2021, it's entirely possible that there is a legit claim staked here that's just not on the public record. And thus, I'm gonna have to go to the county recorder's office for this county and check to see if there's any claims in this section and this quarter that correspond with this monument. But please, folks, when you stake a claim, put a little PVC pipe on it, cap it off, and put your paperwork inside. Otherwise, no one's gonna know. I have no way of knowing unless I double check. Well, actually, I took a little bit closer of a look. And this isn't exactly the way you're supposed to do it either, but this claimant has put the location date 5/29/18 on one of the ribbons on the monument. Now, that was 3 years ago, more than 3 years ago. And as of the last update, I know that this spot does not have a filed or active claim on it, not on the BLM's record. So I'm gonna assume this person, whoever put this in, didn't follow through with their paperwork or has since abandoned it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a pan in. That being said, all I'm gonna do is check to see if I find any gold. If I find any, I'm actually not gonna keep it. This is a prospecting trip, not a mining trip. So if I find what I'm looking for, I'll leave it here, double check, make sure that this land is open before I stake any claim. So we got a big giant hunk of quartz sticking out here, and a bunch of gravel piled up on that side. Looks like an inside bend on the other side, but then we've got another inside bend that starts here on this side. So what I think I'll do is I will maybe just metal detect along here a little bit. That was a hot rock. So I've cleared most of this overburden away. There's still a little bit there, but I do want to get these bigger rocks out of the way. It's pretty tight. I'm not sure if I'm on bedrock here or if the bedrock is down under the water. It could be either one. It's hard to tell. Pretty black, I can tell you that. It's super dark soil. I learned my lesson with the roots 2 years ago. I was actually in the state park, the South Yuba State Park, and I was digging under a big boulder and there's a root. And I just kind of got in there. I was barehanded. I just kind of got in there and started tearing away at the root, getting it out of my way. Little did I know that was a poison oak root, and the poison in poison oak is in every part of the plant, not just the leaf. Root, the berries, the stem, everything. So that's why you're typically in these videos going to see me down here digging around with gloves on. It's not just to save my knuckles, it's to keep me out of the intensive care unit. I'm going to call out a full unclassified pan, and we'll go ahead and pan it out. See how we did. The downside of not classifying is you kind of have to classify by hand. Not a real big deal, but well, there's gold in the pan. So one test pan, success. And one good pan deserves another, so we'll go ahead and do another test pan in this spot, going a little bit deeper this time.
2:45. I hate to say it, guys, but it's probably gonna have to be my last pan also, even though it's only 2 pans. It was a really long hike. And you know, as mentioned, the target or the object of these kind of trips is not to get a bunch of gold. I mean, I'm not getting any gold at all on this trip, so I'm not going to take anything off this ground until I can be absolutely double, triple, quadruple sure that there's no active claim here or filed claim. But the walk or the hike being what it was and being uphill in the opposite direction, no, nothing. I got to be really conscientious of time. That one's in there tight. Hang on, folks. I'm gonna go get something to chop that up with. So this piece here looks like, you know, it just looks like a flat, flat piece of slate or something like that, but it's pretty solid. That loosened it up. It was feeling like bedrock there for a second, but now it's not. It's like being Mother Nature's dentist. It's a bad dentist that does that. There we go. I'm not sure if I'm on bedrock or not, but that's another full pan. So let's pan that out and see what we get. That's probably going to do it for us today, guys. Using the old headset mic today. Hope my man Wheeze and Geezer's watching this video. Shout out to you, brother. Hope you're enjoying the hopefully improved sound quality. We'll see if the sound quality is improved after I get back on, but I'm trying anyway. I appreciate your constructive comments and your encouragement. Aim to please. All right, let's wash it back and take a look. So there's just some really little micro dots in there in this pan. Not sure if the camera will even see them, but I'll give it a try. And yes, that is extraordinarily tiny. Another extraordinarily tiny piece there. Well, once again, we've discovered a locatable mineral on public land. I have double and triple checked. This parcel of public land is not claimed, neither a filed claim nor active claim. I did see a monument marker on the way down. The monument showed that this was claimed in 2018, and there was no active claim on this parcel as of February of 2021, which is the last time the MLRS updated, which, true, it's backdated, but 3 years is pretty long for something not to show up. So before I actually take any gold from this parcel, I'm going to double check the county recorder's office to make sure that there haven't been any claims in this section and this quarter since 2018. And if I don't find anything, then this might be a potential claim. I will say on the downside, while the drive-in was quite easy, it was an hour and a half hike downhill. to get to this spot. Now I'm about to hike it out. But yeah, this one's a possibility. It's got its pros and cons. It's a lovely creek, but that's where we stand. Time to hike out. So the tricky thing in that situation was that there was sort of an inconsistency between what the county had on file and what the BLM had on file. And ultimately what it amounted to was an error made by the claimant. You know, if I really wanted to be a jerk, I could probably fight about it, but I don't really want to pick a fight with a fellow recreational prospector like myself, which I suspect it was. We're not dealing with Rio Tinto. We're not dealing with Harmony, Newcrest, a giant mining corporation. We're dealing with regular people. If somebody makes a mistake with the way they do their paperwork, I'm not going to try to capitalize on it unless it's really egregious, which may happen. The flow's a little bit off all of a sudden. There we go. That's what I want. But anyway, in addition to that, I also checked out a spot that's not open to claim, but is a claim that I have access to up on the North Yuba. Check it out. So here we are. We're out here on the North Yuba. As I mentioned before, this is not my claim, but it's a club claim, and I'm a member of the club. So this is my first time out here on this spot. Clubs are a pretty good option if you are somebody who is interested in prospecting, but you find the concept of searching for open ground and making sure you're not claim jumping or staking your own claim. If you find that whole thing intimidating, which is not entirely unreasonable, a prospecting club that has access to claims is probably a pretty good option. But that's where I am today. Let me show you the area the reason I've decided to stop in this spot on the claim is because I've seen some terrain that looks pretty interesting. Let's take a look. And here's our lovely location on the North Yuba, on a pretty tight inside bend. And there's my backpack. And this is what's caused me to stop. Now I'm looking at this bar here, and you know, a lot of times a gravel bar will have these nice big coarse gravel, these big heavy stones, shiny black ones, you know. But you worry that maybe the bar is too deep, and that even though it looks like heavies are dropping out there, if gold dropped out there, it's making its way down that fine gravel underneath, and it's getting, you know, however many feet down below that surface, which makes it quite a chore to get at. But when you can find exposed bedrock like this here, that's exposed bedrock. So I know it's probably not too deep right here, and there's definitely these big heavies all here in the area. And I also took interest in this crevice up here. This may be a cleaned out crevice that somebody used there as their throw up pile, but this area would be worth swinging. So I'll swing a detector over this area. And that's the idea. I'm just going to kind of detect around here first, see if I can't find any targets. And if I do, we'll start digging. This looks like somebody's digging, but I do have a signal in the spot they were digging. It's kind of whipping back and forth between the gold and the ferrous. So we'll dig it out and see what we have. So we'll see if we can't excavate it. That was pretty easy. Not sure if that's it. I'm gonna put it on this rock here just in case. I don't see anything. I'm gonna throw it in a pan. That's our target. In the pocket it goes. The North Yuba is legendary with respect to mining, so no need to talk up that location. That was a great spot. I would definitely go back to that spot, maybe with some different equipment. I might bring something like this, maybe even something with a motor, if you know what I'm saying. Shh. Definitely snowed in right now, so not necessarily a solution to my problem of finding a non-snowy prospecting location, but definitely a nice location and definitely gold to be had there. So if you'll forgive a father's pride, one of the reasons that I haven't been putting videos up is because I've been overseas visiting my daughters, one of whom just graduated, so here's that. And we also popped over to Holland, where I lived for a number of years, to visit my eldest daughter.
It's activated.
Hi, kitty.
And that's what I've been up to, guys. So sure, I'm a proud dad. Hope you forgive that little indulgence. Hey, while you guys were checking that stuff out, I was getting kind of hungry and feeling like it was time to pack up this sluice and see what we got. We'll take a look at the preview pane. Cool, me too. So, nice little collection of finds. And then right here, there's that little chunk. I don't know, chunk is a loose term to use. There's one little bit that's hung up right there on the edge of that flashing. Here's the clean out before we panned anything back. As you can see, there is a lot of black sand. So now I'm going to do the thing that I'm notoriously bad at, which is panning with one hand and holding the pan with the holding the camera with the other. A lot of garnets. Plenty of garnets in this creek. I haven't found any big enough to cut, but there's some gold poking through there. And some up there too. All right, so we got gold. Let me do a little bit more of this with both hands. Hang on. Got it pretty cleaned up. Here's our pan. Got some lead. And that nice piece right there. I believe that's the one that was sort of stuck on the edge of that edge of the flare. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up and dried and see if it's actually good enough to weigh. If it's enough to weigh, we'll do a weigh-in. So it wasn't enough to tip the scale. My scale isn't very sensitive, admittedly. I don't even think it reads thousandths. But here's the gold today.
I don't think the gold has traveled far. If I'm getting it out of fence posts, it's in the ground here, so whatever I find in the creek hasn't been tumbled much. But not a whole lot of gold, but tell you what, it's more than what I started with this morning, and I have not left my property. So I'll take it. So that is the High Road Prospecting 2021 recap. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so. I would appreciate the heck out of it. Also, if you could hit the like button and also hit the bell icon to be reminded anytime I make a new video. I can't guarantee it's always going to be a big pile of gold in the end, but I guarantee all the footage is going to be me doing my best to provide just that. And yes, there might be a few proud dad moments along the way, but I'll keep those to a minimum. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate you sticking around, and I'll see you next time.